What is time blindness? What does it mean? It's hard to explain, so I thought I would get some help. I also need to mention that not everyone with ADHD has time blindness, and it's not part of the diagnostic criteria, but the diagnostic criteria are not that great, so let's be honest. The collection of symptoms that are ADHD may include things for some people that they don't include for others. I have incredibly severe time blindness, so let's talk about what it is. I'm going to include some clips from Dr. Russell Barkley, who is a clinical psychologist and an ADHD expert, and I'm also going to read from this article. Here's the article. Dang. Oh man, where'd it go? This is an article from the Very Well Mind website. It is called Time Blindness in ADHD, and it is by Rachel Green, and there will be a link in the description. Time blindness is the inability to sense the passing of time, and it can make nearly every aspect of a person's life more difficult.
Because if we had to summarize in a single sentence, what is the purpose of the frontal lobe to humans? It is to organize your behavior across time in anticipation of what is coming at you, the future. So ADHD creates a blindness to time, or technically, to be more accurate, a nearsightedness to the future.
It is more like a sensory issue and not an intentional disregard for time. Ooh, I thought this was really interesting. The most widely accepted framework for time perception among researchers is the scalar expectancy theory, SET. I'm going to say SET. SET describes time perception as a kind of internal clock where time is measured out in pulse rate. For most people, it's possible to estimate with reasonable accuracy when 1 minute has passed because their brain knows roughly how many times their heart beats in a minute. As that number of beats nears, they'll intuitively start to feel like the minute is almost up. The brain combines pulse information with other sensory inputs like brightness levels and temperature changes in the environment to build an overall picture of where a person is in time and how fast they're moving through it. Time blindness happens when that process is messed up, leading to severe problems that often get mislabeled as poor intentional time management.
And one of the most devastating deficits in adult life that ADHD produces is a disruption in the fabric of time. Now, this ability to organize across time comes with the capacity to build pyramids of behavior, from little behaviors to the bigger behaviors above them to the bigger goals above them. All human behavior can be organized into a hierarchy. It's the frontal lobe that allows you to organize all of those toward the single overarching purpose, and that's what ADHD destroys.
These problems include underestimating or overestimating how much time has passed, how long a task will take, or how much time is left before an anticipated event, chronically missing deadlines or arriving late, even for things you're excited about, difficulty making a realistic schedule or sticking to a schedule, constantly losing track of time or losing time, and feeling like time is slipping away. You can also have subtler problems like slow response or reaction times, like putting your hand up to catch a ball too late, or difficulty regulating the speed of movement, like trying to make yourself walk slower, or difficulty estimating how long ago an event happened, such as answering simple questions like when did you eat lunch or when did you go on vacation. It feels like being suspended in an eternal present, the eternal now. There is either now or there is not now. Anything that is not now doesn't exist.
Now, I want you to understand something. Your brain can be split into two pieces. The back part is where you acquire knowledge. The front part is where you use it. The back part is knowledge. The front part is performance. ADHD, like a meat cleaver, just split your brain in half. So it doesn't matter what you know. You won't use it.
Time blindness and ADHD may in part be related to the fact that people with ADHD do better with hot cognition, parentheses, emotionally charged tasks. Hot cognition, coming in hot. Hot cognition, hot brain, very hot. One study that compared time perception on neutral and emotionally charged tasks found that people with ADHD consistently performed poorer on neutral time perception tasks than the control group, as was expected. On emotionally charged tasks, however, participants with ADHD outperform the control group. Time blindness in ADHD is also linked to dopamine deficiencies. So it seems to be a combination of the brain failing to unconsciously or passively interpret sensory inputs like pulse rate, light levels, and temperature changes as indicators of time passing, and insufficient dopamine levels to trigger a conscious or intentional tracking of time. It is devastating. It is a devastating problem to have. Everything having to do with time has to be consciously remembered and consciously dealt with in a person who also can't remember things. That is a devastating combination of problems to have in an adult. It's fine if you're a kid and you can't keep track of time. Your parents tell you where to go and what to do. But as you get older and you're expected to maintain your own schedule and no one tells you how to do that because everyone else just does it, things start to fall apart and the failures rack up and up. It's devastating.
Failure.